Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here today for the rollout of Colorado's bipartisan workforce package. With record low unemployment, lower than the national average, we're faced with a situation that for every person seeking a job in Colorado, there's actually 2 openings. And we need to make sure that people's skills can match the amazing opportunities that today's and tomorrow's economy provides. This bill will help do that. This package of bills will help people get the skills they need to fill important roles that are needed for the success of our businesses, and also to help people earn a strong livelihood and save people money on the cost to get there. I want to thank our legislative champions in supporting Colorado's workforce. Our workforce and economy have no stronger champion than the Speaker of the General Assembly, Speaker Julian Muskie. We're also joined by Representative Martinez, Representative Wilson, Representative Buckner, Senator Will, Senator Lundeen, our Assistant Minority Leader relationship here, and perhaps I think Senator Bridges wasn't implemented in the JDC. So a number of folks, strong bipartisan commitment, and it's really because I think every one of us, when we're visiting in our communities, in representatives and senators' districts across the state, what we hear from businesses across small businesses, medium and large, is we need people with the skills to fill these job openings we have today. We hear from individuals, I'd like to get this skill, but I can't afford to get it. How can I get that? And we want to match those 2 things up. We're also joined by several members of my cabinet, Office of Economic Development International Trade Executive Director Eve Lieberman, Department of Higher Education Director Angie Piccioni, Education Commissioner Katie Antis, newly confirmed Department of Corrections Director Andre Stancil. I saw Lisa Roy, Early Childhood Department from the other members of the cabinet. I saw Joe Garcia from the community college system as well, the Chancellor of the Colorado Community College System. We have some really wonderful people to tell their stories here today. You're going to hear from Michael Montoya from Central High in Pueblo, Leiloni Jaramillo, somebody who wants to go into healthcare and who already went through Care Forward Colorado program and begins work as an EMT in just a couple weeks. Karen Keys, a business owner of Art of Concrete. And thank you for all being here. We want to make sure that more Coloradans can access good jobs. It's good for individuals that are living, saves them money, and it's good for our economy and necessary for our continued growth and success. There's more that we need to do to help homegrown talent get the skills they need to succeed. And today's package really opens the door for more opportunities for Coloradans to pursue in-demand job opportunities. Last year, you might recall, we launched Care Forward Colorado. And in fact, Leilani benefited from that. That's the program that made it free for Coloradans pursuing a healthcare degree, EMT, phlebotomist, nurse assistant, a number of different healthcare degrees to go to any community or technical college in Colorado for free. And that's a real free, meaning it's no tuition, no fees, textbooks, it's all free. And to date, 1,403 Coloradans have come through that program. Nearly all of them have entered or are already in the workforce. So we know this model works, and one of the bills today extends this same free community technical training to a number of other in-demand fields, namely early childhood, certificates and associates, elementary education associates, nursing, LPN, law enforcement, fire and forestry, and construction trades. All in-demand fields and occupations that we need more people who are trained to do if we are going to succeed as a state. And this is for 2 years, for the next 2 years. These fields were determined, by the way, in a very analytical way. We used Department of Labor data, Colorado's talent pipeline data, to show where the highest workforce needs, where do we have these gaps, and how do we respond to them to make sure that we can train people to fill them. And look, these professions, whether it's fire and forestry, law enforcement, nursing, these are the backbone of our community and early childhood educators. So by breaking down barriers to access, saving people money, we will enhance the skilled workforce that will fill these occupations for decades to come. Thank you to Joe Garcia and our community college system. Thank you to local district colleges, area technical colleges, apprenticeship programs, all of the training providers who are stepping up to support Colorado. But we're not stopping there. We also have an exciting additional workforce-related bill that we're talking about today. We're investing in our high school graduates for the class of 2024, making sure that every student has a $1,500 portable scholarship. And that's not, it's not just a conventional kind of scholarship you use if you go to CSU or CU, of course, it will help some students do that, but it's flexible. It's for apprenticeships, it's for on-the-job training, it's for trade school, it's for community colleges, it's for all the ways that a young person might want to get the skills they need to succeed in today's and tomorrow's workforce. We want to elevate every form of training. And of course, some will pursue 4-year degrees, and yes, this will help, but we know that that's not the right path for everyone, and we know that the reality is in today's economy, skills are essential for success. With this investment, we're building on proven models that will help thousands of Coloradans save money today, get the skills and training and education they need to get jobs to support them and their families, and this will help our businesses and our thriving economy. I am so excited to introduce the legislative champion of all things workforce readiness, doing an amazing job to make sure that Colorado can prosper today and tomorrow, and that we open the doors of opportunity to more Coloradans. It's my honor to introduce Speaker Julie McCluskey.
Very kind words, and I'll start by thanking our governor for being such a committed leader to our P20 pipeline, making sure that all kids get a great start in early childhood education and ultimately succeed in life by being able to pursue the career of their dreams because of great opportunities like the one before us today. You know, Colorado's economic comeback has been very strong. The unemployment rate is low, while the demand for high-skilled workers and jobs remains high. Our unemployment rate, as of January, we saw for the ninth straight month below 3%. And even today, there are 2 jobs open for every worker in this state. Crucial industries like healthcare, early childhood education, construction, and firefighting, especially in my part of the world, are facing significant workforce shortages. And the demand for these fields is critical across this state, including in rural Colorado. The bill that we're bringing forward today, in partnership with some exceptional leaders, my co-prime sponsors, Assistant Minority Leader Puglisi from the southern part of the state, Senator Buckner from right here in the urban corridor, and Senator Will from the western slope. Our bill will help create pathways for high-demand careers through a zero-cost credentials program, free education and training towards an associate degree or certificate. This bill will break down the financial barriers that often stand in the way of a young person or a non-traditionally aged person pursuing the career of their dreams. We've modeled this, as the governor said, after the successful Care Forward program, and this bill will help expand access, reskilling, upskilling, educational opportunities by providing free tuition, books, materials for those students interested in pursuing a career in one of these fields. I'm also pleased to say that we're making investments in registered apprenticeship programs in the trades because we know how critical construction is in this state, especially with the affordable housing crisis that we're faced with. Training for over 3,000 students to be able to pursue that apprenticeship in the construction trades. Our bill boosts our workforce, helps fill positions in critical industries, gets more Coloradans on the path to the profession of their dreams and the Colorado dream they want to pursue. And it will help all of us see our communities grow and thrive. As our staff was bringing us out here, they said, legislators over here, real people in here. Could not be a truer statement. And it is my delight and pleasure to introduce one of those real people who has a story to share. Leilani Jaramillo, who is an EMT graduate from our Care Forward Colorado program.
Care Forward Colorado has really been a launch pad for me. It's the ignition that has kickstarted my career. I want to thank Governor Polis and all the legislators for their work to support Colorado's workforce and give more people like me essential opportunities for training and education. There are some people who grow up knowing exactly what they want to be, but that wasn't the case for me. My decision to enter the healthcare field was inspired by a difficult event for my family. Last December, my grandmother suffered an episode of cardiac arrest, and in that moment, my mother and I were her first responders. Sadly, we did lose my grandmother, but I knew that I had to do everything in my power to help the people in their time of need, and that's why I chose to become an EMT. I was proud to enroll in the EMT program at Front Range Community College in Boulder. There, I had incredible support from the staff and as well as my peers. About a month into the program, we found out about Care Forward Colorado and learned how easy it was to apply. I had already paid out of pocket for my program. Thank you. I had already paid out of pocket for my program because I didn't want to be in debt. But once I submitted everything for Care Forward Colorado, it only took about 4 to 5 weeks for me to receive my refund. And it wasn't just for tuition. It covered my books, my uniform, and other expenses associated with the program. It was almost hard to believe it was real, and it was truly blessing. Now, I have completed the EMT program, and I am currently enrolled in a clinical internship as well as an OKG class, and I just finished my MD certification last month. I'm excited to be starting a new job next month as an EMT with American Medical Response, which will finally mean I can begin giving people support and care when they need it most. But I'm not putting a limit on my potential. I know that this is just the beginning. I'm also considering whether I want to take my training a step further by becoming a paramedic or a nurse. I'm so excited by the opportunities in front of me, and I know that I'm in this position because of the foundation I've been able to build thanks to Care Forward Colorado. I'm also, leaving school without debt means that I can start fresh and use my savings to invest in my future and build my career. I'm excited the legislation being proposed today will create more opportunities for Coloradans like me in a variety of career paths. There are so many people in our great state who have talent. They just need the training, and this bill can help provide that at no cost. I want to thank the staff at Front Range Community College, as well as my family for all their support. I'd also like to give thanks to God. And finally, I'd like to thank the leaders here today who are committed to helping the next generation of Coloradans find their passions and their purpose. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Senator Buckner.
Thanks, Leilani, for sharing your personal story with us. We are so proud of you. Thank you all for being here today, and I am so excited to be with you all today to talk about my bill with Speaker McCluskey. I gave someone promotion. Speaker McCluskey, Senator Will, and Representative Pelosi to provide young Coloradans with zero-cost opportunities to get on the pathway for on-demand jobs. We are 3 years out from COVID-19, and our economy and workforce are still feeling the effects. Colorado is experiencing workforce shortages in many different fields, ranging from early childhood education to nursing and firefighting. Last year, we created the Care Forward Colorado program, which has already helped nearly 1,000 young people get connected to high-demand career pathways. In my own district, the Community College of Aurora has helped cover costs for students looking to enter the healthcare workforce by becoming nursing assistants or paramedic technicians. The Care Forward program has already seen great success in its first year, which is why we are back this session to do even more. This year, our bill is going to lower the financial burden for those seeking associate degrees and certifications, expanding opportunities so even more Coloradans can get involved in critical career fields. Students in eligible programs will be able to use funding to cover costs like tuition, books, and supplies. We want students to be thinking about their coursework or their next test, not how they are going to pay for next semester's textbooks. If we can reduce some of the stress for students, we should. Because we need good teachers in our classrooms, caring and qualified nurses in our hospitals, and well-trained firefighters in our neighborhoods. This important bill is going to make sure folks interested in those careers are able to get on pathways that will take them there. I'm so proud to help lead this charge and ensure Coloradans have the skills and training they need to thrive in our current economy. I'd like to thank Governor Polis and my fellow bill sponsors for their support and hard work in developing this bill. And now I'm happy to hand this off to Representative Matt Martinez.
Thank you, Senator Buckner. So we all know that there are many Colorado students who want to pursue post-secondary education or alternative career training opportunities for technical jobs. But what is the number one thing that keeps holding them back? It's financial barriers. And that's really standing in the way of their dreams and their higher education success. So this is exactly why we're rolling out a transformational bill that optimizes high school and college seniors without post-secondary plans by offering $1,500 scholarships that students can use to overcome some of these financial barriers. That's going to include books, fees, and tuition costs, among things that create a blockade to getting these skills that they need to pursue a career. So, why am I talking about this? Well, I spent 9.5 years at Adams State University working in higher education. I started helping veterans navigate their VA educational benefits, and later on helping incarcerated students earn their degree. This is the type of meaningful legislation that is really going to put dollars in the hands of our students and making sure that they have the skills necessary to be successful in the career path that they choose. This is going to help out out-of-state students by making them feel more confident in their post-graduation choices and be better prepared for the workforce. But what if a student doesn't want to go into a higher educational field? What if they want to earn a certificate? Well, this also includes that. So that $1,500 can also be used at trade schools, apprenticeship programs, and on-the-job training so Coloradans can find a career after college that works for them and best suits them. This legislation works to create stronger career paths, especially in high-demand industries. While scholarships are open to all Colorado's graduating students, there is a special priority for careers in healthcare, manufacturing, education, construction, and other career fields across the state with thousands of open positions to ensure that they can complete college and get immediately into the workforce and help make a better Colorado. This groundbreaking legislation is not only important, but to boosting our workforce by getting Colorado students set up for their next career move. And I am beyond excited to help them accomplish that. So I also want to thank Governor Polis for really prioritizing this, really prioritizing rural Colorado and those rural remote institutions, and as well as Speaker McCluskey. And without further ado, I'll introduce my co-prime sponsor to help me take this charge, Representative Don Wilson.
Thank you all for being here today. This comes at a perfect time. Just yesterday, I got an email from Levi, one of my aeronautics students, asking me for help with his scholarships, trying to get scholarships. And in the aerospace field, he's in a very unique area that there's not a lot of traditional education pathways to go through. And as we heard yesterday, the aerospace industry is one of our most robust industries here. And too often we outsource the work to other states or hire from other states. This isn't something we're seeing in just aerospace. As Brett Martinez mentioned, we're also seeing this in construction, mechanical, and the auto industry. This bill would put another tool in Levi's toolbox for his future of continuing on in the aerospace industry. We need to have paths that pair young adults with industries that need them and connect them moving forward, and this bill is a step in doing that. So I thank you for being here today, and I look forward to moving ahead on this bill. And I'd like to invite up Mr. Montoya.
Thank you, and I also want to first off, hello. My name is Michael Montoya. I'm a junior at Pueblo Central High School, and I'd like to thank the governor and all the legislators for inviting me to speak today. Really good. So as a junior in high school, I'm working really hard to create as many opportunities for myself as possible as I graduate. I'm a proud member of the football team, and I play linebacker and fullback. I'm also really active in music. I play drums, violin, piano, guitar, with percussion instruments. And I'm a member of the marching band at school. I'm also part of a program called Perfect World Music Academy. This is a great opportunity to learn about one of my passions. Here we learn all about stuff such as music recording and editing. Welding is another interest of mine. After I graduate, I may want to follow my grandfather's footsteps. He was a welder and a supervisor at a steel mill, and I think it would be really cool to follow his footsteps. He was a licensed machinist, and I used to work growing up. We worked on cars and big machinery, so that's something that interests me. But between all of this, football, music, and welding, I'm so excited for the opportunities that lay ahead. And this $1,500 scholarship being proposed will go a long way for me. Whether it's helping me pay for my books, room and board, or tuition, this money will help me get the education I need to pursue my dreams. College and higher education isn't cheap, and every dollar counts. I don't know exactly what my future holds, but I know that Governor Polis and our legislative leaders are working hard to support students like me. I want to thank Polis Central High School, my principal, Ms. Inez, all my teachers, as well as my mom and dad, for the continued support. I'm excited about the opportunities ahead and excited for the class of 2024 to have this incredible support. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Karen Keys, and I am a proud owner of a construction company here in Denver called the Art of Concrete. I want to begin by thanking the governor and all the legislators for inviting me to join you to be able to speak today about the importance of a strong and well-trained workforce. As a business owner, I see firsthand every day the importance of having a strong team and what that can do for our success. The Art of Concrete is a small but mighty business with 29 incredible employees, and we've worked on projects up and down the line. Starting this business was a natural step for me. I grew up around the construction industry, and in 2017, I knew it was time for me to branch out on my own. As our state was growing rapidly, there was a shortage of contractors, and I wanted to create another reliable option for Coloradans. I'm so proud of what our business has grown into since then, but like many other business owners, I'm thinking about the future and how we address the challenges many of us are facing today about hiring. The construction industry has an older workforce, and as folks are aging out of these careers, we have to find more ways to raise awareness around the opportunities within this industry. and encourage younger professionals to explore the potential that lies within the construction industry. Construction is also a primarily male-dominated industry, but there are many options for both women and men in this industry. That's why I'm glad to see action being taken here at the Capitol to give business owners and their workforce the support they need. Through the proposal to expand free community and technical college, more students can access free training for general construction, key for businesses like mine, as well as other trades like electrical, plumbing, welding, carpentry, HVAC, and more. And by providing $1,500 in scholarships for graduating high school seniors next year, more students will have the resources they need to pursue education and training that will open the door to lifelong careers in many industries, including construction. As our state continues to grow and the need for construction remains, we must find ways to get young professionals, both male and female alike, into this critical industry. These bills are an important first step. These investments won't just provide essential training for industries like mine, but it will help raise awareness about the opportunities within the construction and other trade industries, making it easier for our businesses to grow and thrive. They will also help more young people, men and women, understand there is a place for them in our industry and that they can build lifelong careers and help them live well in our communities. I'm excited about the opportunities they will create for these young professionals, as well as Colorado small businesses. Thank you, and now I turn it back to our governor.
Thank you. Since you joined our assistant leader, Mr. Blazy, I want to acknowledge her great work on the workforce. We also have other young people who have benefited or will benefit from some of these training programs. If you could just briefly shout out your names and kind of what you are training or just training to become, that would be great.
I'm Carly Asman. I work as an EMT and a firefighter, and I'm currently in the paramedic prep certificate program through the CARE School program.
My name is Tom Jaya. I'm an EMT and also a police officer.
Good, thank you. I also want to acknowledge today we all mourn the tragic loss of a fighter for our country, a pioneer in women's rights, Pat Schroeder, former representative of the 1st Congressional District. I would add, among her many contributions, she was instrumental in the passage of the FMLA, federal leave for people, kids. And that is a key part of workforce readiness to make sure that women and some men who are caregivers, Family Medical Leave Act, don't need to quit their jobs or be fired or change jobs just because they have children and want to be there for the very important first few months of their child's life. So we salute the late Pat Schroeder for all of her work on behalf of Colorado, on behalf of our nation, but also particularly highlight her important accomplishments for the workforce and making sure that women and men who are caregivers can both have a family and successful careers. And that's a very important piece of who we are and who we aspire to be in our state and our nation. With that, I'll be happy to take some questions.
So these are one-time funds from the state general fund. Are these funds adequate?
Yeah, so we approached this for 2 years, first of all. So, first of all, the training programs in community colleges are for 2 years. The scholarships for graduating seniors are, of course, not this year's class of graduating seniors, because that's before the next fiscal year begins. It's next year. That's why you're junior, this year's juniors, next year's seniors. We look forward to seeing how this works, right? And I don't expect that when we look at this in a couple of years, we want to see how it's worked, what are the workforce needs at that time in a very analytical way. They might evolve and change from what they are today. This is a very data-driven response for workforce shortages that we have today, making sure that people can save people money and get the training they need to fill these jobs. I think there'll always be an interest from our part, and I hope in a bipartisan way in the General Assembly in kind of looking at where our state and economy are in a year or 2 years and making sure that we can play a key role in helping fill those workforce gaps.
Marianne? A lot of these professions that are listed at least under the first bill
our profession, I appreciate the fact that there's a workforce shortage in these areas, but these jobs don't pay people well enough to be able to afford a home. How are we going to be able to judge the success of the program based, if people get the certificates and what have you, they still can't afford to live in the communities that they work in?
Well, these are all professions that pay better than the unskilled workforce. So these are all professions where, first of all, there's transferable skills, and many people, I think, actually, Leah mentioned this, she might go on to upgrade those skills and become a full paramedic. Some nurse assistants might want to become, all the way up to RN. So there's a career track in these professions. They also have better compensation than the unskilled workforce. And with regard to, housing affordability, stay tuned. I think you all know that that's a major priority for us, for the legislature, on working to reduce the cost of housing so more Coloradans can recognize the dream of home ownership.
Governor, is there anything in these proposals that actually money that's leaving people to increase higher education costs?
Well, this is unrelated to the work the JDC is doing to cap tuition increases. It doesn't factor into that work. We expect that it will deliver, as our budget did, a cap on what those increases can be, and that cap will be below the rate of inflation, which in real dollars will make the cost of higher education lower in our state. This is unrelated to that. This simply makes a number of certificate associate's degree programs free, but the state, of course, is backfilling what that cost would normally be, but not at an inflated rate. It would be at the same rate, subject to growth below the rate of inflation.
Governor, the Senate leadership this morning said that the preemption bill, they're trying to move slowly on the affordable housing front, and they said that the Polis administration wants to move quickly on those things. Is there any effort or idea about postponing this a year to make sure that you get the policy right, given the kind of all the controversy around the proposal?
Well, I think everything works at the same speed in the sense that the General Assembly is here till early May, and they will accomplish, I think, the major goals they set out to by the time that they adjourn by CBDA. I think you're seeing rollouts of workforce. This week we rolled out improving math achievement last week. There's a number of other important areas where they're getting into their work. Obviously, the long bill budget will be through JDC, I think, next week, and the floor the week after that, 27. So a lot of the bills, I would add, including housing, which have some fiscal component. It's not a major one for housing, but all the bills that have a fiscal component will, of course, be addressed after the funding moves. So I think we're at a very exciting time in working with the legislature to achieve the key goals. I think from all sides, people agree that making housing more affordable is one of those. Workforce readiness is one of those. And better funding for our schools and improving the quality of education is one of those. And we'll look forward to having a successful session and having a lot of important accomplishments to reduce the cost of living for Coloradans by adjournment in May. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Speaker?
Nick? Are there any qualification requirements for the students or students of the same ones that apply for the program?
So you have any technology for that? There's a prioritization.
Thank you, Governor. Qualifications for students who want to enter the program, simply that they graduate from high school, at least for the first program. And the second program, they identify while they're in high school what they want to do. So we want to make this, the governor wants to make this open to as many students as possible for these high-demand jobs. And the key thing to remember is so many high-demand jobs do not require a 4-year degree. That's the genius of the governor's bill here. That he recognized we need more police and firefighters, for example. They don't need a 4-year degree, but we need them. We need more CNAs, they don't need a 4-year degree, but we need them. Construction workers don't need a 4-year degree, but we need them. So it's a lot of it is about financial resources, but also awareness. What are these high-demand jobs that you can make good wages and do it with a credential that only takes you 1 year to 2 years to earn?
Just to be clear, they can participate in the free community college certificate programs if they have GEDs. They do not need a diploma for that. The other specific program is for the graduating class of 2024. So 2 different programs. Yes.
I want to ask a question about how what Mary I asked. So, cost to get into the workforce of one thing, once you're in the workforce and make an income, that's another matter. I talk to a lot of teachers about one time and one job to make ends meet. So what do you say to a teacher who gets in the classroom and is so excited, but can't afford to live on their salary?
So, today's announcement is about workforce readiness, and it's about helping people get the skills they need to succeed. It doesn't mean that the legislature and us aren't also working on funding for our schools, which districts are able to use the increases in funding to pay teachers better, as an example. Our budget put forward, and I think the JVC will deliver on a record funding increase for public education. But in any way you look at the compensation side, it absolutely helps to save people the costs of their preparation to get there. So as it means entering the workforce with less debt or no debt. It means not having to borrow, whether it's through a student loan or on your credit card. It means getting ahead with the money you earn rather than paying the high costs of education. It means perhaps being able to work while you get your degree, being able to save up a little bit because you don't have to pay for the cost of achieving the certificate or degree. So in all iterations, there's no question that saving people money on the cost of getting a credential is important. And of course, separately through a number of other bills and funding efforts, of course, we're also talking about how we can better support our law enforcement officers, our educators, and our firefighters.
Can you talk a little bit about why
Well, there's no magic number. So obviously, the exact dollar amount is still being worked out legislatively. It has to conform with what we have room for in the budget. But I think fundamentally, we feel that is a significant amount for an educational program, right? So this is targeted to open up doors for kinds of learning opportunities that conventional scholarships might be restricted to four-year institutions, as an example. This is applicable across a number of different kinds of education providers. And in that general range of $1,000, $2,000, you can access, 8-week intensive programs. You can access a part-time semester program culminating in certificate. So there's a number of different offerings in that general range. And of course, it is what the state can afford as a commitment. And we will look forward to really evaluating the results of this and seeing what students do and what kind of achievement it drives in determining what aspect of this might make sense going forward. So just because it's very different than kind of the cozy scholarships we have for 4-year and for 2-year. This is a broader set of education providers, including providers that can deliver certificate and skill-based programs in that price range.
So, is there a cap on what students can receive for the credentialing program?
Not sure I follow that. I'm not sure I follow the question. It's a cap on. It's for these specific degrees. So it builds off of the Care Forward, which was, EMT, phlebotomist, nurse assistant. What else? 1 or 2 others. What's that? MedTech. And then it adds. Those are continuing, not through the SPIL. They're automatically funded through next year too. This new support for credentialing and certificate programs adds early childhood certificate and associate, elementary education associate, nursing LPN, ADN, again, upwardly mobile, law enforcement certificate or associate's degree, fire and forestry, and construction trades. So those are the ones that are being added.
Last question from the Denver Business Journal.
I noticed that scholarships.
You're the new MC lover, huh? Welcome.
Could it possibly
But yeah, I wanted to ask about these scholarships. It says that they give enough to cover 25% for graduating classes. Is that first come, first serve?
Yeah, do you want to answer that? Yeah. Oh, wait.
So it's based on the prioritization. So we only have a funding amount for $25 million for an amount that would cover $1,500 for 25%. So that could, as the governor said, that amount could change. It could serve less students. But the amount is the priority based on if you're participating in an in-demand job based on regional partnerships that we've promoted the leaders in 1350 Opportunity Now programs, and in-demand jobs that we found through CPLE and CPLE, so that they prioritize through the talent pipeline. And then the prioritization, so there's two prioritizations. Any funding block will help those eligible populations.
Again, thank you to the speaker. Again, I just want to, so what she said is it's the funding is prioritized based on students who choose to pursue in-demand jobs. Is how that is prioritized. Thank you, Madam Speaker, the bipartisan group of legislators who really taken on this issue of providing opportunity to Coloradans, empowering the workforce of today and tomorrow. Thank you to our young people who are taking advantage of these opportunities. It's one thing to offer them, it's another one for you to step up and say, I'm ready to do it. And we all have bright careers ahead of you in your fields. And thank you all for joining us.